Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Tovar, CEO of Appdome, to discuss what the key to success is for the future in cyber and why younger chief information security officers, known as CISOs, are honing in on the role more than ever. Tom, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Yeah, Jill, nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
You got it. First, let's start with the role of a chief information security officer, what we call a CISO. What is that, and how are they different than the chief technology officer?
Yeah, so the CISO's typical responsibilities are to ensure the safety and integrity of the business, the revenue, the data that the business relies on, and so forth. So their primary responsibility is cyber defense, so essentially keeping out the bad guys. Whereas the chief technology officer's role is building the products and the systems and services that we all use every day. So they're the engineering lead, and cyber guys are the defense. It's sort of offense and defense, if that makes sense. So
that does make sense. Where does Appdome fit in the cyber ecosystem?
yeah, so we sell a platform that automates the protection of mobile app security. So our system plugs into the CI/CD pipeline, basically where the dev team does their work, and we add all the security functionality to a mobile app that keeps you and I safe. So when you use your banking app or your shopping app or your retail app, we want to make sure that your mobile application is safe and secure 24/7, 365 days a year. So that's what we do.
According to Marlin Hawk research, since 2020, 73% of CISOs were under 45. Tom, you're increasingly seeing individuals in their 30s seeking out the role. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, well, I think there's never been a more exciting and challenging time to be a CISO. I mean, you have an explosion of new technologies coming on the scene, everything from mobile applications to generative AI. You've got new platforms for employee and consumer engagement. Certainly, you have a rising tide of threats and attacks that are challenging traditional defense models and defenses that are in the network today or on the client device today. And you're also facing scarce resources. And I think this new generation of CISO is coming to this job with a completely different perspective. They're embracing technology. They're very technology savvy. In a lot of ways, the technologies and platforms that the consumer and the employee are choosing, they're natives to this. And so they understand it, they get it out of the box, and they're amazingly equipped to kind of handle the challenges that are in front of all of us today. So I think they're drawn to it. I think the notion of being the good guy and being the hero in the story, so to speak, is really kind of calling to them, and we're seeing it both male and female coming to the role to really kind of do good for all of us.
Proactivity and adaptivity are keys for the success in the future of cyber. What does this generation of CISOs have to account for?
Yeah, so I think you've hit it, hit the nail on the head, as they say, Jill. I mean, it all comes down to your ability to be adaptive, to be agile in a technical sense, not just an intellectual sense, but the ability to adopt platform systems and tools that can accommodate change, rapid innovation, rapid technological advancement. You also need to be able to take a holistic view of kind of the threat landscape. You can't be a no person anymore. You have to be a business enabler. And so I think, whether you're a digital immigrant or a mobile immigrant or a technology immigrant or a native to any of these platforms, you have to have that agility. You have to focus on delivery. You have to rethink a lot of the models that you had before. So one of the things that we spend a lot of time on in our business is helping folks see the value of intelligence, not just as a call to action modality, but as a ROI or business value add. In other words, being able to demonstrate that the defenses that you've deployed are actually working against real live attacks and showing the business that you're adding value to users. So I think if you're wherever you are in the spectrum as a CISO, you've got to have those key attributes that you're pointing out in order to be successful.
Let me play devil's advocate for a moment here. While this new generation may think ahead of the curve and has a proactive mindset, isn't experience important as well, particularly for a role that is as critical to the organization as the CISO?
No doubt, there's always a role for experience in everything we do. I think technologies have certainly made it easier for us to leverage the full value of experience. It eliminates a lot of the learning curve. It eliminates a lot of the early mistakes and natural human error that comes with experiential learning for sure. So we're never gonna displace humans, I don't think, with technology. I don't envision a world like that. But I definitely think the bad guys and the attackers and the fraudsters are leveraging technology and automation systems to do their work. It should only stand to reason that those of us on the defense side embrace technology systems, tools, automation, AI, et cetera, to do our work as well in order just to keep up. So I think you're always going to have the experiential element, but in order to really protect the consumer or the employee, you've got to embrace technologies, and you've got to be very willing to embrace them wholeheartedly. Not wish for an old world where everything was just on the internet. I mean, we're going to be in the metaverse here in the next 5 to 10 years, and I guarantee you none of us know how to protect that yet. So we've got to keep looking forward. We've got to keep stepping forward. And I think if we do that, and leverage the experience of the past, but embrace the technology of the current and the future, I think we've got a better chance of keeping the world safe and secure. And so that's our mission. That's our hope. And if you look at it from a consumer perspective, yours and mine, Jill, we're kind of depending on the cyber defense community to keep us safe. I mean, in the past, we would say it's really up to the consumer or really up to the employee to protect themselves. These days, our ability to do that, we just don't have that ability as individuals. And so our publishers, the people who provide us our mobile apps, the people who provide us our systems to work on, we really have to depend on them to be the ones to provide us the protection in order to stay productive, to kind of continue to be a participant in the global economy, share with our friends, etc. So I think that's where the world's going.
And finally, Tom, if one wants to get into the CISO role, what career advice do you have for them?
Yeah, I mean, these days you can learn cyber defense a lot easier than you think. I hate to say go to ChatGPT and type in, things I should learn to be a CISO. But there are definitely a lot of tools. There's a lot of resources out there. Join a cyber company, learn to code, learn to hack. I mean, these days, if you're a CISO and technology is a little farther than you're comfortable, you need, you've got to be in it. You've got to know how the code works. You've got to know how the technology works. You've got to know how the attackers are going to try to exploit your systems, your platforms, your services, etc. So I would tell you, just absorb as much information as you can, free information, online information, colleagues, conferences, and so forth. There's a wonderful conference going on right now in San Francisco called RSA, which all of us will be at. So go to those conferences and meet folks, and just stew yourself in the discipline of being a good defender, and you'll do amazing things. And you can always search out Appdome. We'd love to talk to you if you're interested in the area. We've got a lot of mentoring programs and stuff like that to help folks get started. So yeah.
All right, Tom, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you, Jill. Bye-bye.